Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members, for allowing me to present House Resolution 85 today, which is our annual Legislative Women's Caucus resolution commemorating April 24th as Denim Day and April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I'm also proud to be speaking in my capacity as chair of the California Latino Legislative Caucus and on behalf of the Native American Caucus. I am heartened to see so many of my colleagues today in our Capitol community wearing jeans on the assembly floor, as well as yesterday. Every year on Denim Day, we commemorate the protests against the heinous 1998 Italian Supreme Court ruling that vacated a rape conviction because the survivor was wearing jeans. I know our colleague, Assembly Member from Santa Cruz, will be talking about that in much greater detail. Of course, on Denim Day, we stand together to support the principle that clothing can never, ever provide consent. Any assertion to the contrary wrongly places blame on the survivor instead of the perpetrator who commits sexual assault in the first place. But on this Denim Day, I want to uplift the survivors who never come forward, the survivors whose stories are never told, the survivors who are unable to secure justice. As you know, in 2021, this legislative body finally closed the Denim Day loophole in California by approving and enacting my Assembly Bill 939. But I cannot help but wonder how many survivors never stepped forward because they were afraid that they would be blamed for the sexual assault committed against them because of what they were wearing. Even today, how many survivors still feel that they are unable to seek justice? We know that for every 1,000 survivors in the United States, only 230 report the sexual assault perpetrated against them. Out of the 230 survivors, only 80 have criminal cases go to trial, and less than 5 will ever see their perpetrator serve any jail time. We know that one of the reasons that many sexual assaults go unpunished is because the systems that supposedly exist to protect survivors are broken. Our criminal justice system remains constructed in a manner that discourages survivors from coming forward. Just this morning, the New York Court of Appeals overturned the rape convictions of Harvey Weinstein in that state, despite the more than 80 survivors who have come forward. And despite our best efforts, our institutions of higher learning maintain policies and structures that do too much to protect perpetrators at the expense of survivors. When we trivialize sexual assault by maintaining these broken systems, we uphold stereotypical beliefs that survivors invite the crimes perpetrated against them. For far too long, our culture has protected perpetrators of sexual assault, perpetrated outdated notions of patriarchy, and shamed survivors into silence. We can do better, we must do better, and we will do better. So today, colleagues, I stand here to ask you to join me in doubling down on our commitment as members of this assembly. We must continue fighting to ensure that the words of this resolution do not remain mere ink pressed on a piece of paper. We must make action out of these words and use the powers that we have as members of this assembly to protect survivors of sexual assault. We know that there is never, ever any excuse to commit sexual assault. Today, our jeans protest violence.